My phone buzzed at midnight, piercing the darkness of my bedroom. My daughter Lily's name glowed on the screen, but I didn't answer. It was her fifth call that evening, and I knew she wasn't calling to apologize. She'd demand explanations, hurl accusations, maybe even beg me to return to her chaotic life. But I'd made my choice. In the 10th year of our marriage, my husband Edward confessed to an affair with Margaret, his widowed colleague. One evening, he brought her 2 children, Tom and Sophie, with sad eyes, claiming they needed a father. Our daughter Lily, only 8, sobbed, clinging to him, begging him to stay. But Edward was resolute. He chose Margaret and her children, leaving Lily and me behind. I didn't argue or plead. I signed the divorce papers, took half his assets, and left, vowing Lily would never lack love. I never remarried, devoting myself to raising her. Lily grew up, graduated college, married Mark, a kind but ambitious lawyer, and had a daughter, Emma. My granddaughter became my light, and life found a quiet rhythm. I cared for Emma, helped Lily and Mark, paying part of their mortgage and bills since their careers demanded time. As my 60th birthday approached, Lily insisted on a grand celebration. "Mom, you deserve the best," she said, hugging me. "I'll handle everything." Her words warmed my heart. I was proud of who she'd become, strong, caring. Mark always thanked me for my help, and Emma, with her curls and laughter, called me grandma. The sting of Edward's betrayal had faded, and I looked forward to the party, imagining the warmth of family. On my birthday, I woke early, put on my favorite dress, and drove Emma to preschool. Lily and Mark promised to be home by lunch for the celebration. I tidied the house, cooked their favorite dishes, but hours passed and they didn't show. Worried, I reached for my phone. Lily called first. "Mom, I'm sorry. Work's a mess. We can't make it today," she said, her voice shaky but oddly rushed, as if eager to end the call. I offered to pick up Emma, but Lily cut me off. "My friend's near the school. She'll get her. Just rest, Mom, please." She hung up before I could respond. Pain pricked my chest, but I brushed it off. They're young. Careers matter. I went to the kitchen to finish dinner, but a sense of emptiness lingered. To distract myself, I sat on the couch and opened social media. Scrolling, I stumbled on a video posted an hour ago at a local hotel. My fingers trembled as I recognized Lily. She stood in a lavish dining room, holding Emma's hand. With Mark beside her, Edward was there, with Margaret and her grown children, Tom and Sophie. They sang happy birthday around a massive cake. Then Lily, my Lily, turned to Margaret and said, "Happy birthday, Mom." The world tilted. My phone slipped, but the video kept playing. Lily, who saw Edward abandon us, who cried in my arms, was calling her mom. Margaret, who destroyed my family, stood radiant, basking in their love. I couldn't breathe. A burning smell snapped me back. I'd forgotten a dish on the stove. Rushing to the kitchen, I grabbed the hot pot, scorching my hand. The doorbell rang like a jolt. It was a delivery with a small cake I'd ordered to avoid being alone. I set the cake on the table, lit candles, and closed my eyes. I'd meant to wish for Lily's happiness, but all I saw was her lie. Tears streamed as I made a new wish to live for myself. The cake was too sweet, and I pushed it aside after one bite. Late that night, Lily, Mark, and Emma slipped in quietly. Lily froze, seeing me awake. Emma ran to me. "Grandma, hug me," but I didn't move. I'd loved her fiercely, cared for her while Lily worked, but she was part of their deceit. Lily sighed, feigning exhaustion. "Mom, work was awful. We'll celebrate tomorrow." Her eyes hit the cake, and guilt flickered across her face. "Lily, where were you today?" I asked softly. She tensed. "At work, Mom." Mark nodded, and Emma chirped, "We didn't eat cake, Grandma." Her voice wavered. I placed my phone on the table, the video playing. Lily flinched but recovered quickly. "Mom, it's not what you think. Yes, I was there, but Margaret asked me to come. She wants us to be a family. I thought we'd celebrate your day tomorrow." Her excuses cut like a knife. "You call her Mom?" My voice was cold. Lily sighed. "Mom, It's been 20 years. Dad's part of my life. Margaret's kind to me. Why can't you let go? You're not young holding grudges. I slapped her cheek. She gasped, clutching her face. Mom, what's wrong with you? No wonder Dad chose Margaret. She doesn't hold grudges like you. She fled to her room, Mark and Emma following. I heard her whisper, she's stuck in the past. That night I packed my bags. I'd paid their mortgage, bills, Emma's lessons, thinking I was helping. But I was their servant, not their mother. I owned a second home, bought in case Mark betrayed Lily. Now it was my sanctuary. I left without a word, settling into my new life. My phone stayed silent. Lily didn't call. Dreams took me back to Lily's childhood. After the divorce, she feared sleep, waking from nightmares. I quit my job to stay with her, singing lullabies, holding her. Mornings, she'd massage my hands, whispering, "I'll fix you, Mommy." She was my joy then. I woke early, but this time made breakfast for myself. I walked, savoring the quiet. Lily called 5 times. On the 5th, I answered by mistake. "Mom, where are you? You didn't take Emma to preschool, didn't make breakfast. You know how important my work is? You're selfish," she shouted. I laughed coldly. "Lily, I paid for your home, raised your child. If that's selfish, handle it yourself. I'm not your mother anymore." I hung up. I went shopping, buying clothes for myself. First time in years. At the mall, I ran into Edward and Margaret. She smirked. "Laura, shopping? You're always busy with the kids, chasing some old man." I replied calmly, "Margaret, you stole my husband with your kids. I wouldn't compete with that." The crowd whispered. Edward snapped, "Enough," but I continued. "Here's the man who left his daughter for someone else's kids, who still don't call him dad." Laughter rang out. Margaret dragged him away. Lily appeared. Seeing Margaret, "What's wrong?" Margaret sighed. "Your mom's upset about my birthday." Lily turned on me. "Mom, why are you so bitter? Margaret's kind, not like you." I slapped her. "If she's your mom, go to her. I'm done." She laughed bitterly, linking arms with Margaret. "Margaret's better than you." Her wallet fell, revealing a license. Lily Thompson, Edward's surname. She'd changed it. "It's just a name," she snapped. I waved her off. "Do what you want. You're nothing to me." I blocked her number and joined a tour. I'd waited for Lily's promises. Travel after college, after work, after marriage. They never came. Now I saw the world, met Vanessa, who, like me, left an ungrateful family. We bonded, planning more trips. A man in our group offered partnership. I refused. He showed up at my home, and I called the police. Lily appeared. Seeing this, "Mom, a stepdad, he's after your money." She accused me of living carelessly while she struggled. I cut her off. "You chose Margaret. Your problems aren't mine." She raged, and I threw a trash bag at her. Edward left us both. Who's the fool now? Her phone rang. A fire at her house. She ran. My friend Zoe told me Lily had grown close to Margaret, who dumped her kids on her. One started the fire. Mark and Lily fought. Edward turned her away. She was left with nothing. Months later, I saw Lily outside a hotel, confronting Mark and Margaret's daughter, Sophie. Mark admitted cheating, and Emma called Sophie Mom. Lily looked at me, her eyes mirroring my pain. She understood. She came to my door, broken. "Mom, I was wrong." I listened to her apologies, then stepped aside. "Come in." She moved in, cooking, cleaning, not demanding forgiveness. Slowly, my walls softened. One day, I bought her favorite pastries, leaving them on the table. She cried, but I said nothing. Years later, Lily rebuilt her life, found a steady job, and moved into a small apartment nearby. She visited often, bringing flowers or cookies, joining me for quiet evening walks. One day, she set a tray of homemade cupcakes on my table, their icing a little messy, but full of effort. I took a bite and nodded. "Not bad," I said, my tone softer than it had been in years. Lily's smile was small but real. We'd never be what we were. Too much had been broken, but we'd found a new balance, one where I wasn't just giving and she wasn't just taking.
If my story of breaking free from betrayal and reclaiming my life has you nodding along or even shaking your head in disbelief, I hope it sparks something in you. Have you ever faced a moment where you had to choose you? Maybe you walked away from a toxic situation, or stood up when the odds were against you. I'd love to hear your story. Share it, and let's keep this conversation going.